Welcome to the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Monday, November 18th. We've continued to see very dry conditions across the Great Basin, with the only precipitation over the northern half of the region, and even this has been well below normal for the time of year. We've seen no new snowfall across the Great Basin. Any snowfall has been over northern Idaho, Montana, and interior portions of Wyoming. We still do have snowpack over the northern areas of the Great Basin, but little to no snow over the southern half of the region. And you can see even the snowpack in the north is below normal for the time of year, and obviously well below normal in areas across Nevada and into southern Utah. Looking at the Evaporative Demand Drought Index, you can see the dry conditions across the Great Basin, especially over parts of the higher terrain of Utah and Nevada, but even over Idaho and Wyoming in areas that have seen recent precipitation. Due to the fact that this precipitation has been well below normal, we are still seeing drier conditions. The satellite from this morning shows two systems that will impact the Great Basin. One is this area of low pressure off the Baja Peninsula, which will move north and east and bring precipitation to southern areas, and also a cold front approaching the Pacific Northwest, which will sweep across the Great Basin, dropping temperatures significantly and also interacting with this moisture further south to bring significant precipitation to much of the area. Looking at conditions for later today, fairly quiet conditions for one more day with above normal temperatures and dry conditions and moderate winds. Again, you can see that front approaching the northwest and that low to our south. However, poor dispersion for another day across the Great Basin due to those lighter winds. We will see the winds start to pick up later today over far northern Nevada into southern Idaho ahead of that front, but gusts will only be really between about 20 and 30 miles per hour in some local areas. Mixing heights will remain in the low to moderate range. Tuesday is where we'll start to see a significant change across the Great Basin as that cold front drops in from the north. We will see winds increase and also better dispersion across the region, and also clouds and moisture starting to move in, bringing some showers especially to Nevada, Utah, and the Arizona Strip, and parts of Wyoming. Temperatures will also start to drop significantly as this cold front moves in. We'll see temperatures drop to between 10 and 20 degrees lower from what we're seeing today as we move into the middle of the week. Again, you can see the winds increase on Tuesday, especially across Utah and southern Nevada, but also further north up into Idaho. So we will see mixing heights increasing more in the moderate to high range over some of these areas. On Wednesday, that cold front and area of low pressure combine over the Great Basin, and this will bring some of the heavier showers of the week, which will again begin later on Tuesday, but really Wednesday and Thursday are where we'll see the heavier precipitation, especially across Nevada, Utah, and the Arizona Strip, but also extending north into southern Idaho and Wyoming. We will see gusty winds behind the cold front, so we will see good dispersion over the northern half of the Great Basin, and still fairly poor dispersion over parts of the Arizona Strip, southern Nevada, and southern and eastern Utah. So again, on Wednesday, you can see those post-frontal winds across the northern areas of the Great Basin, where we'll see north to northeast winds, gusting between about 30 and 35 miles per hour in some areas. This again will keep mixing heights high. However, over parts of central and eastern Utah, we will see lower mixing heights and lighter winds until that front moves through. Looking at the forecast clearing index, you can see fairly low clearing indices today with the exception of the central Utah mountains, which is where winds will be a little bit breezier today. But you will see those clearing indices increase significantly on Tuesday in the higher terrain, and then also increase on Wednesday over northern and southern areas of Utah as that front moves in. You can see the 3-day forecast amounts of precipitation are quite a bit different from what we've seen recently across the area, finally bringing moisture to the region with the heaviest amounts of precipitation expected over central and southern Utah, the Arizona Strip, and southern Nevada, but also fairly good amounts up to and over a half-inch of rainfall over parts of western and northern Nevada. Central Idaho mountains will also see a fair amount of precipitation along with western Wyoming. Some of the drier spots will be along the Snake River Plain in Idaho and also over far northwest Nevada. However, this precipitation will be a mix of rain and snow as temperatures will be dropping significantly, with valley highs only reaching the 40s in many areas of the Great Basin as we move towards Wednesday and Thursday. Moving into later in the week on Thursday, that system will be exiting, so we'll still see precipitation over the eastern half of the Great Basin, with drier conditions moving into the west, along with dispersion continuing to decrease. On Friday is a fairly quiet day in between systems, which will also continue on Saturday, so we're looking at drier conditions, gradually warming temperatures, but still right around normal for the time of year, and lighter winds. So again, dispersion will be fairly poor as we move into Friday and Saturday. This will continue on Sunday. However, we do have another cold front dropping down from the north late on Sunday, so we will see winds increase over the northern areas of the Great Basin, along with increasing cloud cover and bringing some showers to central Idaho by Sunday evening. This is also where dispersion will be elevated, however still looking at poor dispersion over southern areas. This is a significant pattern change to the Great Basin as this first system moves through towards the middle of this week. Looks like every about 3 to 5 days we will see a frontal system moving through the Great Basin, bringing us cooler temperatures and chances for precipitation at least through the end of November into early December. Looking at the precipitation from Thursday morning through Saturday morning, again, things will be tapering off, especially on Thursday over western areas, and then drier conditions expected by Friday. The 8 to 14-day outlook, which takes us into the first week of December, shows cooler conditions, so below normal temperatures in most areas of the Great Basin. And then you can see how we're looking at above normal precipitation, at least for the southern and eastern half of the Great Basin, with still those drier conditions in the Pacific Northwest up into Idaho. That concludes our webcast for today. Check back on Wednesday for the latest updates.